What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Magic Arena. Azorius Artifacts went into overdrive with Edge of Eternities. It was already a top tier archetype before the rotation change, but now it's even stronger as we get more choices and control over our own deck and the battlefield at the same time.
Get your spectral sock out, nerds. This gonna get good.
I'm talking about having and fetching answers against threats from the other meta out there. We get to build our board of Godzilla-sized artifact creatures while we counter spells and control the board as we please.
Nope.
I'll demonstrate some good draws and win rates by winning 6 games in a row on standard ranked best of ones in just a sec, so do consider subscribing to the channel for incredible deck lists and gameplay, and tap that like button for Magic the Gathering. Let's go! So we found some new cards that made its way into the already dominant Azorius Artifact archetype, and it sent this deck list into a whole new dimension. We run one of these Tezzeret Cruel Captains. It's a new and welcomed addition as we synergize each ability with something cool from the deck. Like the -3 can fetch for our Enigma Jewel or Scene of the Crime land for some extra ramp. The +0 ability can help us activate a single Repurposing Bay's ability twice in a turn. And the -7 ability can potentially become a game finisher in itself. And cards like our United Battlefront can dig through and throw down Tezzeret as well. It's also just good to have a card that can also take the heat off of your life total by being another target for your opponents to attack. Then to the column on the left with our 4 mana sorceries. It's required to have 4 United Battlefronts because it just accelerates our deck with pure face value. It's basically 4 mana for a potential 6 mana play that generates a combination of aggro and control at the same time by throwing down 2 permanents from the top of your library. Incredible. And of course, a control deck isn't much without absolute wrath from a god, so we run 2 Day of Judgments to have a no questions asked policy on board removal for those insanely fast aggro decks. And the next column on the left, we have our 3 mana blue artifact spells, starting with 3 Repurposing Bays. These are so good for fetching answers to any question your opponent throws at you, and builds your empire of artifacts at will. 3 of these is the sweet spot for seeing them just about every game. And then I would run 8 of these if I could, but we max out with 4 copies of Simulacrum Synthesizers. These are the bread and butter to winning the game. Aside from frustrating your opponents with absurd control, these establish your stake for the win. For the next column, we have our 3 mana control spells that exile a combination of creatures or non-land permanents. Starting with 4 Perilous Snares, they're artifact versions of Banishing Light that gives us a nice but unnecessary speed ability. Next are what I believe to be even better when compared to last meta's temporary lockdown before the rotation. We get to now run 2 Pinnacle Star Cages, which we can now also fetch for with our Repurposing Bay and also hit it with United Battlefront. It replaces the couple of split ups we were running before as a proxy to replacing temporary lockdown. Pinnacle Star Cages are so good and is yet another buff to this deck. And last on this column are 2 Assimilation Aegis. They work like Perilous Snare, except it only targets creatures. The incredible upside though, is that when you equip it onto your creature, it turns them into a copy of whatever you exiled it with. Then for the column to the left, we have our 2 mana artifacts that 99% of the time are just junk for Repurposing Bay, aside from their initial enter the battlefield effects. Nothing much needs to be said with the 4 clay-fired bricks, aside from the 2 life gain that is surprisingly helpful by sponging some damage for you as you secure more lands. And of course we have 4 spring-loaded Saw Blades that are quite good as removal spells against aggro. I'd say half the time it's best to just throw it down for your next play even if it doesn't target anything. And a signature card for this deck because it synergizes with almost half of the cards in the deck. We carry one of the Enigma Jewels as it is the literal cherry on top. Getting this into your starting hand, for example, while running into Repurposing Bay by 3rd turn, will let you pop it off immediately by virtually making it free to activate. And craft with artifact abilities, it'll make you feel like you're playing 2 cards from 2 different zones each turn. One from your hand with your lands, and one from the battlefield with the Repurposing Bay and Enigma Jewel. Having 2 into the Flood Maws buys our deck much needed time and can delay our opponents by up to 1 turn when played early. Or it can open up the board for that 1 vital turn by targeting any permanent. It's not Azorius Control unless we got some form of bouncing something. And last and definitely not least, I'd call these the clutch cards in the deck. With 3 of these 3 steps ahead, we get to secure our win or completely protect our board from sweeps. We can gain some card advantage or create an instant speed copy of a Synthesizer, Snare, or Star Cage. Or we do them all in a single turn. Seriously, 3 Steps Ahead has won me so many games in this Azorius Artifact deck list that I've lost count. In its history, we've never really gotten an artifact deck with the best of so many worlds in a single standard deck. I'll show you some incredible draws. Let's go win 6 games in a row. Yes, I go first with the Enigma Jewel. We get the Repurposing Bay as well. This is going to be so good. And we have a spring-loaded Saw Blades to sacrifice. Ooh, delicious. Okay. Greedy Freebooter. I only know one deck that'll run him. So instead, we get to use Clay-Fired Bricks. I like that we gain 2 life as well. So we can just take a few damage, throw down our Repurposing Bay, and start popping off from there. 21. Still higher than what we started with. Great for blackjack as well. Of course, they sacrifice and draw 2 cards. Umbral Caller Zealot. Alright, we'll just throw this down. Cast Repurposing Bay, and we can use it right away thanks to Enigma Jewel. I love this card. Alright, so long Clay-Fired Bricks. And hello, Simulacrum Synthesizer. Give me that scry, yes! Delicious scry. We'll keep the Synthesizer on top, we'll draw that. I might just throw down the Saw Blades and then fetch for a Simulacrum. And keep the one off the top of the deck in our hand. Let's play the Flood Farm Verge. Tempted to clear the board with Day of Judgment, but we'll just do this instead. Alright, we force them to use Corrupted Conviction. Good. So we can sack the Saw Blades right now. Bring in another Synthesizer. Make a creature token. Scry 2. Alright, we'll just keep the last Saw Blade on top so that we can fetch for our final Synthesizer. I think we can do both. We can fetch for our Synthesizer and cast our 4th one. We might actually have all 4 in this game. Oh, there's Sephiroth. I'm tempted to have all 4 Synthesizers out. But I don't want him to combo like crazy with Sephiroth. Should I clear the board? Yeah, let's clear the board. And we can fetch for something if we want. But only a 2 mana thing. Another Zealot. Forsaken Miner. Wow, this guy's stocked up huge. Oh, that's a nice Battlefront. If we use Saw Blades, we have nothing to target it with. But all well. Let's just do it. Actually, should we just... I think we can just bring in the Pinnacle Star Cage. I'm very tempted to have all 4 of our Simulacrums out. But this way, we'll just likely win. We have enough Synthesizers to win. You know what? We'll just use Perilous Snare because we want to keep our Enigma Jewel. Creating these couple of tokens is more than enough. I probably should have casted the Synthesizer from my hand first, but I didn't decide to bring in the Perilous Snare before I sacrificed the Saw Blades. So we'll just do it now. Better late than never. I do like the Battlefront. There's a chance we can hit the Synthesizer anyways. Or any 2 mana artifact. We can bring in our last Synthesizer. I really don't know what they can do against 4 10/10s right now though. 1 card left in their hand. I think they're a little dry. Okay, let's hit the Battlefront, see what we get. Tezzeret and Aegis. Nice. We'll hit the Aegis on the Blood Witch, and our Tezzeret will pop off a bunch of loyalty counters. And we swing in with really big creatures. The artifact deck is even more broken now. Good game. I feel a good spree coming. Not a single 1 or 2 mana drop. But we'll take it. Ooh, good draw with the Enigma Jewel, actually. However, the Pinnacle Star Cage is going to get rid of the Enigma Jewel if we ever play it. Hopefully we don't have to. Okay, that's a decent draw with another Simulacrum. I think we're up against another artifact deck too. Look at that, Cryogen Relic. We're not running that right now. Holy smokes. 2 synthesizers in a row. I get it. We're going to play this. We'll have to play this next. Ooh. United Battlefront. I like that, but we don't have the land for it. We'll probably have to scry for it. Okay. They're definitely playing a Azorius Artifact deck with the synthesizer as well. Okay, luckily we got ours down first. We'll pay 1 life. We'll use the Perilous Snare to take theirs. Good. That way we get to create an artifact creature, and we kind of disable them. Ooh, Repurposing Bay. Yeah, it looks like they're going to draw a card and bring in something. I'm guessing they're going to take their synthesizer back. Yep. And there's their Perilous Snare. Synthesizer fight! There's that land. Okay, let's use the Unite Battlefront first to see if we can get our artifact creature bigger. Oh, that is solid play. Okay. We get the Repurposing Bay and Perilous Snare. Okay. We'll take their snare. And in comes our snare. And then we'll take their synthesizer. Yup. They did not like it. GG. Difference in having the first synthesizer. We got Day of Judgment, but no blue mana. We might have to mulligan this. I like the cards, but not the starting hand. You know what? We'll keep it. Feeling lucky on the draw. Really depending on what our opponent is playing, though. Normally, I would like to see a white and blue mana. If we actually get good draws, then we'll run away with the game pretty quick. But it might be playing against mono green landfall here, so we might actually only get 3 or 4 turns. Oh, look at that. Another plains. So lucky. So we got a few cards we cannot use. Oh, Bristly Bill. Yup. Okay. Blue mana anytime now. Well, we can just use Day of Judgment at worst case scenario, and then maybe use United Battlefront to get something in. Yeah, we're going to take some damage here. 4 at least, maybe. Oh, watch them play Nilia. Ordeal of Nilia. That's going to be insane. Nope, just 4 damage. Oh, and they casted nothing else. Okay, well, we got the blue mana, but it looks like it comes into play tapped. We'll have to play the patience game here. We'll just trade away some life so that we can get some time back. There's the Tifa, but she's not attacking anytime soon. Oh, there's another 2 damage. Oh, they put the counter on Tifa. Tifa Lockhart. She's not attacking anytime soon, so we'll take another 4. Looks like they wanted to buff Tifa as quickly as they could. Alright, we got our blue mana. Let's just play it safe and use Day of Judgment. We can't lose any more health. We're probably going to be dead next turn, so we have to clear the board. Alright, Bristly Bill. Now we can play the control game. Might be safe to use United Battlefront here. But let's just play it super safe. And we'll use Assimilation Aegis. Next turn might be able to use the synthesizer and Repurposing Bay. Look at that. We drew a 2 mana artifact so that we can use our Repurposing Bay. Let's pop down the synthesizer. Let's put away the clay-fired bricks and keep the spring saw blades up on top. Alright, now we'll cast our Repurposing Bay to make an artifact creature. And they scoop. Wow, that's 3 games in a row. Cool, let's see if we can get to another 3 games. Yes, going first. 1 land of each color. Plains, blue, and colorless. Okay. We can work with this. Let's see, we'll get our 4th win in a row here. We've been pretty lucky recently. Alright. What are we up against? Mono red? Nope. Izzet? What is this? Izzet dragons? Cool. Let's just play the instant game here. I might just use 3 steps ahead to do a counter spell. And our opponent doesn't do anything? They don't even attack? Okay. We get to keep our counter spell. In that case, we'll probably hit the United Battlefront. Oh, lucky, lucky, lucky. Look at that. We'll have the Synthesizer and the Star Cage come out. And we have to remember to bring the Star Cage to the front to make it trigger first, so that it doesn't get rid of our creature token. There it is. Oh, beautiful. We got a Repurposing Bay as well. They're still playing nothing. Okay. I mean, they might have a counter spell. Should we just attack first? Normally would want the creature as big as possible. Maybe I can just hold on to 3 steps ahead and kind of make a copy of our Synthesizer? Nah, let's do it. Oh, it resolves. Solid. We'll bring in Tezzeret. Cool. Oops. I did not mean to keep the 2 on top. Yeah, you know what? We're going to shuffle our library anyways. We'll attack. We'll use -3. And let's take the Enigma Jewel. Alright. They have to deal with our creatures now. And at the same time build their own board. Not sure how they're going to do it. Dragonhawk. Okay, another Repurposing Bay. Now, you know what? We'll use Perilous Snare here. Trigger a few things. Take their Dragonhawk. And swing in for 16. That's enough damage. We could throw down our Enigma Jewel as well to make them 9/9. But not needed. Good game. Alright, 4 in a row. Let's keep going. That was a good game. Yo, so many lands this time. Whatever, we'll keep it. I do like to see the Synthesizers. Alright, good draw with Into the Floodmaw. Alright, we actually get to bounce that. Okay, we'll set them back a turn. Good thing they didn't cast anything on their first turn. Alright. Caught up a little bit here. Yes, of course they recast it. Great. I'm thinking I just throw down the spring-loaded Saw Blades anyways. Yeah. No target, but that's okay. In case we get the Repurposing Bay, we'll be able to fetch for something right away. So let's use our Synthesizer here. Alright, we don't need more lands. Let's throw Scene of the Crime away and Clay-Fired Bricks down. Just to make more room for United Battlefront to hit better. Another Umbral Zealot. Alright, we'll take 3. No worries. Holy smokes, so many lands. Alright, United Battlefront. Show me what's good. Alright, Perilous Snare and Repurposing Bay. Look at that. They scoop already. They're like, nope. Alright, good game. I guess, yeah, 5th win in a row. Okay, let's go for 6 and get to tier 3, yeah? Alright, this is the game and I go first. Let's see if we can get the 6th win in a row. Start with the planes, I guess. No real 1 mana plays here. Oh, Azorius land already. Please tell me they're not control. I guess we'll just get our planes. Alright, we're good for the game. We got 4 mana. We got a starting town. Oh, it's an Azorius Artifact deck. Let's see. Solid draw with a synthesizer here. We'll just play that. Cool. Throw starting town down to the bottom, and then we'll keep synthesizer on the top here. Alright, I'm guessing they're gonna play their synthesizer or something. No, what is that? Dusk Rose Reliquary. Okay, they're gonna exile something. That's cool, I guess. And they have another Cryogen Relic. Alright. Good thing we have a replacement Simulacrum Synthesizer. We'll just play that, scry another 2. Alright, I guess we'll just keep another Perilous Snare. As soon as we get another land, I think I'll just get rid of the Reliquary to get our Simulacrum Synthesizer back. Or if we get the Cage, that actually might help. Huh, they're summoning Tezzeret. Oh, and another Dusk Rose Reliquary. Alright, they're gonna take it again. Oh, jeez. There goes my second synthesizer. I gotta get the Pinnacle Star Cage. That'll learn him. Oh, gosh. Should we use the snare on the Tezzeret? Or should I hold up for 3 steps ahead? This is not good. Wait, I might need to draw a couple cards just to kind of catch up here. I feel like I'm far behind. Okay, what's it gonna be? Wow. Yeah, we're gonna counter that synthesizer. Okay. Even Stevens right now. A 3rd Perilous Snare. They have so many cards in their hand. Might have to hold up the 3 steps ahead again. They're probably gonna summon another synthesizer, I guess. No, United Battlefront. That's actually one that we wanna definitely counter for sure. Okay, come on game. Bring it back to our field here. And we get a land, whatever. Okay, we'll take our synthesizer back. Yes, we'll pay for the 2. Gimme, gimme. We don't want any of this. Down to the bottom of the library these 2 go. I hope we get a United Battlefront. Perilous Snare. Oh, jeez. Good thing we have another couple in our hand. And it's so cool that you don't need to sacrifice anything if you don't cast it. It's actually a really nice card. -3 and they find another Dusk Rose Reliquary. Alright there, buddy. And another Cryogen. Holy smokes, we're getting controlled right down. Oh, yes. United Battlefront. Okay. Technically, I can use Perilous Snare on their snare. Nah, it's okay. Should I? No, you know what? We'll just use United Battlefront. Oh, actually, look at that. Simulacrum Synthesizer and Pinnacle Star Cage. Yes, please. Move it to the front. Make sure we get our artifact creature. Holy crap. Look at all those triggers. Oh, and yes, we will keep a United Battlefront at the top. Repurposing Bay. At this point, probably not. Yeah. United Battlefront. And Day of Judgment to the bottom. Good scries. Alright. I have win condition on the board. They have to take care of our 5 artifact creatures. That was a solid Pinnacle Star Cage. Oh, and they missed their battlefront. They only get a braided net. If only their braided net was a Pinnacle Star Cage as well. Oh, snap. They actually take our Star Cage. Okay, but they can only take 2 synthesizers. Okay, we'll fetch for our planes. There goes 2 synthesizers, but they still have to deal with our artifact creatures. Alright, that was a crazy game. We both popped off. That's 6 in a row, folks. Man, this artifact deck is crazy. Good game.